I'm 26 years old. I'm a multi-millionaire. I took care of my whole family. Right now I'm here in West Hollywood. I just had an amazing night with some of my best friends in the world. I am living the life that I had always desired. And in this video today, I actually wrote something. I want to share it with you guys because I want to explain today how I was able to create this life. I want to explain this because these are the things that I wish someone explained to me when I was first starting on my journey over 10 years ago. And I have the blueprint for anybody who wants to achieve this level of success in their life, not just in worldly material things, but internally. So listen, the first thing that I want to talk about in this piece is that I created this life first by defining it clearly in my head, in these pages. I set my GPS and it wasn't perfect, but it was an idea. Now, a lot of you guys want to become successful, but you have never even put a definition on what success is for you. Okay, sure, you might say, hey, I want to make $1 million. But what? What are you doing? How are you making that money? What does your life look like? Where are you living? Who are you living with? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a car? What color is the car? What type of clothing do you wear? You don't have any idea of where you're trying to go. And with that, you'll never be able to go anywhere. I'm using my phone to record this video, but I actually have a note on my phone and it's scary. It's actually scary how accurate I was able to predict and then go on to create the life that I'm living today. In 2020, when I was at my all-time low, $30,000 in debt, addicted to drugs, living the life that I was ashamed of. I didn't even want to look at myself in the mirror. I even wanted to call the hotline because I was having a bad day like that. I was not happy. And I remember I crashed out one night and I said, listen, I'm done with this. I want to write this down and I'm going to make this happen. And I put out the vision of what my dream life was. Year by year, I put exactly what I wanted to do. I put that I wanted to be a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers. I put that I wanted to have a wife. I put that I wanted to take care of my mom. I put that I wanted to live in Miami and Los Angeles. I put my exact net worth. And would you believe me if I said, year by year, every single thing that I put on this list came true? I can't make this up. I put things that were so specific that I cannot believe came true. I put that I was gonna sell my software company for millions of dollars and create content that inspires millions of people around the world when I had no subscribers on YouTube and when my software company was burning $10,000 a month of a hole in my pocket. I had the vision at that point in time to say that this is where I wanted to go. You have to be very clear about where you want to go. And it's to the point where it's not even going to make sense to you. It's not even going to make sense that that is even possible for you to achieve it. But I promise you, this is the very first step. Even when I was dead broke, when I was a kid, when I was 16, 17 years old, I wrote down an even simpler version of this saying, I'm gonna be living in my own apartment. I'm gonna be waking up every single day at 7 a.m. What I did was I put my dream day, and this is maybe an exercise that would be fun for you guys to experiment with. Pull out the notes app, write down your dream day. What does it look like? What car are you driving? What type of coffee are you having in the morning? What does your dog look like? What does your wife look like? And write down what the dream day is for you. And look at this every single day and compare it to your life. And it's gonna give you that clear GPS signal of where you wanna go. The next thing I included in this notebook is that I then convinced myself it was possible by putting one foot in front of the other and accumulating small wins that reaffirmed it can all be done. Most people start with the first thing that I said. Actually, a lot of people have vision boards and notebooks and manifestation journals. That's great. But what are you actually doing to achieve that thing? I'm not the guy that's gonna tell you, yo, wake up at 5 a.m., hit the cold plunge, hit the sauna, run 20 miles, get lit, focus 24 hours a day. No. What I'm telling you to do is get out there and take one step towards that dream life that you always wanted. Because what's gonna happen after you fall on your face a couple times, you're gonna get that first little signal that, hey, I actually am capable of doing this thing. You're gonna get the signal that this is the right path that I'm supposed to go on. For me, I had many of those signals as a kid. When I was in high school, I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Even though nobody else in my family was a successful entrepreneur, even though I didn't know a single millionaire, I knew that I wanted to do that thing. So I didn't say I'm gonna be a millionaire, I just said I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. And sure enough, I started taking those steps. I started a clothing brand. I sold my first t-shirt for $20. That sounds small, but back then, it made me feel like I was a businessman. I got to wear that on my chest, that now I'm an entrepreneur. I own a company. I'm selling products. That changed my self-image, and it made me believe that I could actually achieve that dream life that I wanted. It's just about taking one step and putting it in front of the other every single day. And if you can do that, you're gonna get these tiny wins that continue to reaffirm that it's possible. I said I wanted to be a YouTuber. I didn't go and say, oh, well, now I'm going to try to get 1 million subscribers right now and I'm gonna try to make a viral video. No, I just shot a video. It got some views, 10 views, 20 views. Oh, well, guess what? I'm a YouTuber now. And then I shot another video and I got some more views. And now I'm getting better and I'm moving closer to that dream life because I'm just consistently taking one step in front of the other. Even at this level of success that I'm at today, I still look at things the exact same. In fact, I actually laugh when people come to me and they're like, what's your 10-year plan, brother? What's your master 30-year plan? I don't know. I have an idea of who I want to be. I have an idea of what my life is going to look like. But I'm not out here scheming on some master 30-year plan. I'm just putting one foot in front of the other every single day and accumulating these small victories. That's why I got that little slogan, another day, another W, because if you can get a small win every single day, eventually it's gonna build up to that life that you always desired. So that's the second step if you wanna go out and achieve your dream life, is put the one foot in front of the other. And I learned a lot through this process. The biggest lesson is that God is going to test you around every corner. He is going to put you through trials. And if you pass them, you will be rewarded heavily. As beautiful as it sounds that you set some dream vision and you put one foot in front of the other and then you walk your way up the ladder to success, it don't look like that. It doesn't look like that. It's really rough, actually. If you guys could understand some of the emotions that I've gone through over the last 10 years to achieve this life today, I don't know if you guys could handle it. I'm just being real with you. But when I look back on these times, like being in debt, like seeing my mom struggle and not being able to help her financially, like seeing my sister struggle with her problems and not being able to help her, I realized that was a test. I realized that was God saying, hey, you want this thing? Well, here you go. Pass this test. I think as humans, we tend to take these challenges and label them as bad. But in reality, those trials are there to be passed. And if you pass them, you'll be rewarded. And if you don't pass them, you're going to get the opposite. I don't know what the opposite of a reward is. I'm not the smartest guy, but it's not good. I know how it feels when there's something that I want to do and I don't do it. This channel is a great example. I was stuck on figuring out what is the next video to post on this channel for over a month now, and I'm still figuring it out. How I feel every day that I don't produce a video sucks. So what do? I get up, I do that thing, and I push forward. Moral of the story on this lesson is that there are so many failures that you are going to encounter while you're walking the path to your dream life, and you have to stop labeling them as a bad thing, because they're not. That's literally the path. That's literally how it's supposed to be. If it wasn't that way, everybody would be a deca-millionaire, famous, rich, or whatever your definition of success is. I don't care. Everybody would have everything they ever wanted if it wasn't this way. But I know you're watching this video because you're different. Not everybody watches this type of stuff on YouTube. I know that you feel like you were chosen to become successful in your life. That's why you watch my content. To get to that level though, you have to pass the tests, and they're never gonna stop. Even today at this stage of my life, I am constantly being tested. I'm constantly being delivered temptation. I'm constantly being delivered doubt and fear and anxiety. Even before filming this video, I was anxious, and that's why I wrote this, because I felt like I'm not the greatest speaker. So I decided to get this book and just start writing the ideas down before I talked about them. And it made me feel better. Anyways, I have a lot more to share. And the next points, in my opinion, are the most important. So please listen up. I then made it a priority to surround myself with literally anybody who had the things that I wanted. Over the years, this has evolved as I learned more about myself and grew to desire different things. When I was broke, I just wanted to surround myself with somebody that had a car or had some money, because they had the thing that I wanted. When I became an entrepreneur and I had no success as an entrepreneur, I just wanted to surround myself with anybody else that was an entrepreneur that was having a little bit of success. Maybe even if they were just making $100 a day, I wanted to know them because they had the thing that I wanted and I could learn from them. Not even from just asking them questions, but just being around them and seeing how they move. I remember that when I was young and I started making a little bit of money, there are not that many entrepreneurs in my hometown, and there's especially not any young entrepreneurs. In fact, I can go by name and tell you all of them that were in my city. Best believe I became friends with all of them. Every single one of them I became friends with, because they were the only people who had the things that I wanted. And I knew that if I wanted those things, I needed to be around them. I also don't believe this thing that everybody says of like, cut off your friends and go get friends that are motivational. I think that's so freaking stupid. I think it's so stupid, like, oh, I'm not gonna be friends with you because you're not successful. Like, I cannot stand when people say that. But what I'm saying is that you need to have those other friends that have the things that you want and be inspired with them. I remember when I was in high school, my best friend, we wanted the same things. We both wanted to be YouTubers. We both wanted to own companies. So guess what we did after school? We shot stupid music videos, and we tried to start a creative marketing agency, and we entered film festivals. Seeing somebody else that wants the same thing as you makes you feel like you're not crazy for wanting that thing. And that's why I love sharing what I share on YouTube, because maybe you guys are gonna connect with what I'm saying today and be like, bro, he gets it. Because I do get it. And there's a lot of other people that get it. We live in a world now where you don't have to necessarily have people in your hometown to connect with. I mean, I'm not super old, but back then it was harder when I was in school to meet people that were entrepreneurial than it is today. We living in the greatest time ever to be an entrepreneur, because the internet allows you to connect with anybody. So when I first started making money with dropshipping, I was in Facebook groups and I was in paid communities trying to find people who were making a little bit more money than me. I became friends with them. I got on calls with them. And sure enough, I started making more money. And as my journey evolved, this continued to change. I wanted to become a YouTuber. Well, I started going to YouTube conferences. I pay YouTube strategists to connect me with people and teach me things. And sure enough, I become a successful YouTuber. And now at this stage of my life, I'm connecting with creatives and artists because I'm entering my artistic era, and I really want to surround myself with people that make me feel like it's possible. Today I was with my buddy Ray. He is one of my coolest friends in the world. I tell this guy all the time, I think he's the coolest person in the world. This guy is a multi-millionaire, and he did it all off of art, paintings. He travels the world, gets paid 7 figures to go paint a building, go paint a palace. He's painting a palace in Italy. I'm not saying I want to become a painter, but I want my art to be worth something like that. So I surround myself with people like him. I was with my friends yesterday, they're DJs from the Netherlands. These guys been doing this thing for 10 years, and now they're traveling the world making hit records. That inspires me. I'm in that mode, and those are the people that I surround myself with. So it's important for you, at whatever stage you're at, to find the people who have the things that you want and spend time with them, whether that's on the internet or whether that's in person. Make it a priority. And I say all these things, right? I don't want you to think that you have to like do one and then do one and then do one. As you'll see, it's sort of like a process. They all go together. Like this is all one combination. So make sure you combine these things if you really want to see the highest level of results. Then I said, through it all, I learned to fall in love with the journey. I understood that there is no GPS final endgame destination. And once you reach one spot, you may want to stay a while, but eventually you must go on to the next. It's true. I had my first dream vision of my life, and when I got there, I hung out a little while, and then I was bored. I wanted something else. I wanted to go on for the next challenge. That's what it's all about. I think that we fantasize too much about when we have something, we're going to feel better, but it doesn't work that way. You will feel better for a second. I promise you, you will feel amazing when you retire your mom or when you buy your mom her dream house. But guess what? A couple months later, that's just mom's house. That's just the house. It ain't. It just, that chapter's done. You went to that place, but now you have to figure out the next thing. I felt amazing when I sold my company. It was one of the most elated feelings of my entire life. That was a goal that I had since I was literally at my lowest point 5 years ago. But very shortly after, as you guys may have saw in the first video on this channel, I caught this kind of wave of depression because that was my end game goal. How did I fix that depression? Well, I put a new navigation in the GPS. I got a new direction now. I got new things that I'm working on now. I got a new place that I want to go. And now it's not about the money. It's about creating some cool shit. It's about inspiring the world through art. It's about inspiring the world through my message. It's about traveling the world and sharing stories of interesting characters to show you guys that it's possible from no matter where you come from. And of course, it's about building companies because I love being an entrepreneur since I was young, but not building companies for money, but building companies that provide value to the world because that's the only way you can get paid. I say it all the time. It's impossible to make money. You can't make it. You don't have a money printer. You can only earn money. You can only earn money, and the only way to do that is by providing value to people. So that's my mission at this stage of my life. And I've recalibrated, and now I feel aligned once again. Finally, after 2-3 months of trying to figure it out, I feel realigned once again. And for that, I'm grateful. Truly. I said, it is learning to appreciate the space between the destinations that makes life worth living. That's real. I might write a book one day, man. I'm not even trying to gas myself up, but I really be writing, man. Writing's one of my favorite things to do. But anyways, okay, I'm gonna stop. It is learning to appreciate the space between the destinations that makes life worth living. It's real. Stop waiting to get to that next level and just appreciate where you're at today. It might not make sense to you, and you might even be hating on me saying this in the comments. Sometimes I miss being broke. I don't want to go back to being broke. Lord, please. But sometimes I miss it. I miss how simple my life was back then. Now I'm the man. I got a girl. I take care of her. I got a mama, a brother, a sister. I take care of them. I got a dad. Take care of him and that side of the family. Guess what? Your life went from being, I just want to figure out how to make some money, to, oh, now I can't mess up, where everybody around me is going to fall off. Not only that, but a lot of you guys watch me and a lot of you guys look up to me in some way. Not look up to me, I don't mean that. A lot of you guys respect what I'm doing, and a lot of you guys maybe see my story and get inspired. You shouldn't look up to nobody but God. And that's real. The point that I was trying to make by saying all that is the space in between these destinations of where you're trying to go is where things are beautiful. And when I said I think it was better being broke, even J. Cole said that shit. I think being broke was better. I think that song's called Love Yours, one of my favorite songs actually. What I mean is just that at that time, all I wanted was this. And now that I got this, I just want something else. Like it just, and I wish sometimes that I appreciated that journey more instead of just always looking ahead to some imaginary destination where everything was gonna be better. That's what I'm trying to say by appreciating the space between. And lastly, because this video is getting a bit long, if you stuck around with me, thank you. I'm just yapping, just sharing my lessons that God gave me, that I learned. A dream is simply that, a dream. You know when you go to sleep and you dream, what happens at the end of the dream? You wake up. It's a dream. You're daydreaming in class, what does it look like? Little thought bubbles go into your head, you go somewhere else. You can't dream and be here at the same time. A dream is just a dream. So eventually, at some point, you have to face the reality that is life. And facing that reality is simply taking those day-to-day steps. It's simply appreciating the space between where you're at today and where you're trying to go. It's appreciating the small things of life. Seeing a good sunset, having a conversation with your boys, just enjoying life. There was a piece that I wrote in the beginning of this whole thing. I skipped it because I didn't feel like it was necessary. But it talks very well about what I mean by embracing the reality of life. I said, coming off of an evening with my best friends, it brought me a reminder of what's most important in my life. Laughing, creative expression, love, presence. To experience these feelings is the essence of what I can only describe as my dream life. Facing the reality simply means that you're living life and not always caught up in your dream, because in between your dreams is your life. And if you don't enjoy it now, you're gonna miss it. And this is not your practice life. This is not your practice life. This is your one life. And it's gonna be gone before you know it. And all that I'm trying to recommend is that you understand that these dreams and these aspirations that you have are just a dream. And you have to wake up at some point and just face life, face the music, and enjoy your life. Okay, it's a short life. I hope that Brian Johnson figures out something, but it's 100 years. Gone. See you later. 100 years if you're like lit, like if you're really like on your stuff. I probably won't live to 100. I was drinking last night and all type of stuff, but I hope so. I'm gonna try. Last thing I said, man. But it is only when we can embrace this reality that we stop waiting and start living. So if you want to create your dream life, these are the things that I recommend to you. And above all, during the process of doing these things, stop waiting for that dream life and enjoy your life as you have it today. For now, I'm about to enjoy this sunset. Check out this sunset, man. You cannot beat LA. You just can't beat it. I hope you all have a blessed day. Another day, another W. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.